Hello, today is the 17th of February, so we're having a MicroProfile AI discussion. Yeah, please help out with all the minutes and etc. I put together some like yeah, some issues to be discussed. Please add your name to the minutes. Let me put the link to the minutes just in case.
So
Yeah, I put a link to the minutes. Let me also share.
Oh. Sorry, and I didn't forget to put a link in the Slack, just in case.
Share. So for, I think it's kind of the first thing is like agree on the repo name to be created on the Launching4j. Like I think it's a kind of we recommended Launching4j dash MicroProfile dash Gcarter. There's another suggestion which like the other way around, Launching4j dash Gcarter dash MicroProfile. So it's we need to basically it's for the group here, we need to agree on the repo name. So how many people want to vote this one?
I have no concern about the name. It's good for me.
Okay. So what about others?
I prefer the way it's listed.
Okay. I also prefer the way listed. What about Emmanuel and Victor? So what's so do you have any preferences?
No, I don't have any on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Consensus, I will say John and Emily prefer launching.
Did we get a clearance on the IP?
Yeah, I talked with Win Eaton, and he asked me to email him. I also emailed Yamo as well regarding the name. We'll see. He said if it's on the kind of the MicroProfile or Gcarter, it didn't really want a Launching4j name appear. But if it's kind of the but I said this is in the Launching4j kind of the community. So I don't think it's kind of the have any kind of the I don't think it is an issue. But anyway, I have chased him up today, so I will let the group know once I get a final confirmation. Once that's done, and then yeah, I will work on the next step to have that created. Okay, so it's okay, Yan is putting on like prefers this name. Let me record. Bohik, which name do you prefer?
We had a discussion with some of the guys last week.
Yeah.
And we realized, like, even if we call it Jakarta your MicroProfile in the name, not many people know what it is. Unlike Spring, if you say Launching4j Spring, everybody knows Spring. It is very widely populated. So it's still going to be very difficult to market to people and say, you know what, we also got a Jakarta EE, whereas Helidon or Quarkus is also known, and it's kind of also like well known, not like Spring, but people will know if you talk about Quarkus and they know Quarkus. If you talk about Helidon, they know Helidon. So if we call it, if we have MicroProfile or Jakarta EE name on there, people will still trying to figure out like, what is this? So it will also be how we're going to market it so that people will know that, you know, we are still relevant.
That's exactly why we put a MicroProfile Jakarta rather than put a CDI for tolerance there. So this is kind of, if they don't know about that, that's pretty much is irrelevant to them, because this is for MicroProfile Jakarta apps. So it's if we say, okay, nobody know about it, let's not to do anything. So that's
No,
not the.
I get that. It's just that it's gonna create more confusion because it's like,
So what's your suggestion then?
I don't know. I'm still keen on Jakarta EE and MicroProfile because ideally you still need the CDI in order to incorporate the other stuff, because it does, the primary thing is the injection that happens, even though it's configurable with config, and you can add additional fault tolerance and telemetry on top. So my primary focus will be like, let's focus on the Jakarta E stuff first, and then and then we've extended it with few MicroProfile features like config, and because ultimately everybody, from whether they Quarkus or Helidon or Spring, knows how to inject. So if you can sell that as a value proposition, and then say, but we've even simplified it with MicroProfile config, and so that means it's extensible with fault tolerance and telemetry, then yeah. I have no idea, but that was a discussion we had last week with some guys, and we were like,
That's a discussion we said not to use the CDI because nobody knows about CDI. At least when we promote, we use the brand name, MicroProfile Jakarta. And for all of these integrations, pretty much use MicroProfile specs like a config, fault tolerance, telemetry, and to integrate. So that's why it's kind of, we are trying to promote the brand rather than individual technologies, because nobody care about like individual things, as long as they can get their like cloud native applications that use MicroProfile Jakarta or work with basically the different LLMs. So they will be okay. But yeah, so that's this is the kind of, also we don't really want to put Quarkus or Helidon in, because this is all basically the runtime independent.
yeah, no, I get that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's people know the product well, then like what Jakarta is and what MicroProfile is
Yeah,
compared
so
to.
that's why we need more marketing. So basically, it's with this brand name, and then focus on the brand name and promote.
I would say Jakarta MicroProfile, because ultimately you will still need CDI first before you can, because even if you do config, if it's not picked up by CDI, it won't inject anyway. So I would say Jakarta dash MicroProfile. But anyway, so have we all agreed that we're contributing everything to to long chain.
Now is okay, John. John, you have a hands up.
So using that argument, any new spec in MicroProfile should have Jakarta in the name first. Because every spec will be CDI based, because our the philosophy behind MicroProfile is CDI first, right? Every spec has to have some kind of injection API. So I do not agree with that perspective, and I think everything regarding AI in MicroProfile started in MicroProfile, not Jakarta.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying, but I'm saying when you discuss things to people, more people have an idealistic view of what Jakarta is because it came from Java EE, and few people know what MicroProfile is. So they'll rather say compare Spring to Jakarta EE, but they're not gonna say compare Spring to MicroProfile, for example. Because for example, where I'm from, it's very when you talk about MicroProfile, they're like, what is this? They don't really know it. But when you talk about Jakarta EE or Java EE, they're like, oh, okay, I've heard of that. So I'm saying from the knowledge base, like from point of view perspective, what people know and what people don't, it's more difficult to market MicroProfile here, for example, than it is to market Jakarta and Spring. So it's twice the work for something that's, whereas Jakarta has already a reputation. I get what John is saying, but I'm saying if you're going to market it, it's much easier on the marketing perspective then.
I think for marketing is a kind of joint effort. I don't really think this is to do with any individual. Kind of the order will signify the marketing effort. So both the community will work together to market it. So John has a point is the kind of because the whole AI effort begin in MicroProfile, and then the community kind of gather together in MicroProfile. So to be fair, like yeah, it's basically it's kind of we are trying to do MicroProfile, and then I think it recognized this will cover Jakarta needs as well. So that's why it's kind of do a launching for the MicroProfile Jakarta.
Then why don't we just leave it as MicroProfile? You don't need to include Jakarta then in it. Then it only line to what John was saying.
It's a so this is for your.
I just disagree a bit with that, because we can have it working in Jakarta EE or Jakarta without the MicroProfile stuff. Because, for example, I mean, since all what is done with MicroProfile config is just auto instantiate beans, and that's something that is in SPI. That means that you could have your own way, Jakarta EE, whatever way to create your beans, and then you wouldn't rely on any MicroProfile API.
Yeah, you can actually do.
Of course, you are losing a lot of functionalities, a lot of features. Like maybe you can be as agile or on how you configure things. You might not have the OpenTelemetry stuff working, or you will need to have your own way of injecting those, etc. And same for fault tolerance, etc., etc. But in the in the end, you can do without the MicroProfile stuff. So that's why just removing Jakarta, I think is a bad idea. We should have
Yeah, it's right.
both, I think.
You can create AI services without the need of microprofile features. Well, you just have to create some producer methods to, and then it will still, and the SPI will, the portable extension will still pick it up.
So you talked yourself out of the launching 4G dash MicroProfile. So
No, I'm trying to
So-
please everybody's
yeah.
argument.
so
Good luck. Sometimes it's an impossible task, and I understand where you're coming from, but
Yeah.
sometimes there will not be agreement. Usually that means, and nobody likes to do it, a poll or a vote or something like that if we can't reach consensus. Consensus is what we try to do first.
Yes, consensus is what we are trying to do first. So Bohik. So it's basically Emmanuel, Yan, and Victor don't have any preferences. So it's so
Mm.
Bohik, your what's your call?
Jan's, so I'll take Jan's name, the one that he says Jakarta dash microprofile, because essentially you can still create AI services without microprofile, but if you want all the flexibility and comfort of create AI services by configuration, then you can still have that. So with Jakarta here, you can do it, but then you're gonna write code for the portable extension to inject. So
Now, yeah, that's fine, Bohik. I think it's all the, yeah, it's already been said. So said a few times, so people have a disagreement. So it's right now it's kind of it's pretty much is a tie. I don't know. Are we going to do a vote or somehow? What the people think?
Ed doesn't like votes. That's what he said last week.
Who?
Ed Burns.
It's
Oh.
not one person be able to make a decision, unfortunately, because now it's kind of there's no clear winner, so we have to do something with it. So now is kind of the when we open up for the vote, who will take the vote? Is that to all the MicroProfile committers, or the basically MicroProfile community, plus Jakarta community? So what's the next?
So
Okay, so we are in a tie, right? So Yan, do you want to change your vote? Let's say for Victor.
To be honest, I don't really have any opinion on that because I join Boaké in one sense. When people speak of Spring, everybody know it. With MicroProfile and even Jakarta, it's more difficult, which is a pity for me, but we know, which is good, in fact. I don't know what to say. Whatever. In strategic for this type of things, I think you are better than me.
Oh, hang on, here's who is Yan, or which Yan? Is you?
Yeah, starting by Y, it's me.
Oh, is you then? Okay.
Perhaps.
So you, I thought the other Yan, YAN. No,
Oh yeah.
JAN.
So did I.
We-
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
so now is this. So okay. Also, kind of there's the people not on this call. So what? Okay. So that's basically Yan and Bohik have this preference, and Joanne and Emily have the other preference, and then the rest have no yeah, don't have preferences. So what to move forward? I think this is kind of we either so this will be in a launching 4G. It's not like a MicroProfile kind of spec or library or repo. So it's kind of it's open up to whole MicroProfile community. So John, what do you reckon?
I put down committers.
The MicroProfile committers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay then. So unfortunately, if we do that, the only open to committers. So before you become committers, your vote will not be counted. Okay, let me put in here. The repo name will be determined via a vote via MicroProfile Google Group. Among committers. Okay, we'll do that. So I will come up with email and then can vote there. For the ones who are not a committer, but you can still cast your vote. But it will be non-binding vote. Once we got a name, and then we'll just we'll get a repo created. So, however, we do need to work out a plan. Do we just automatically push all the files to launching 4G? Or there's some other directive we don't need to move over? So at the moment is all of them. So I think I will keep the same same license, will be Apache license version 2, and etc. So we can basically push all the ones there. For the copyright,
Just one point, we will lose all the benefits of the automation of the release and stuff like that from MicroProfile, right?
correct. And then I believe I had a quick look at the launching community. So look at the launching spring will be similar.
Isn't it at the root? I mean, at the root of the
Oh
group?
yeah, you are right. It's a launching spring. So they do a release.
Yeah, so it's not bound to long. Oh, it is bound to function itself.
Yeah. So they do a Java CI. It got a workflow. Or they got to define basically GitHub actions. So we release. Yeah.
No, I meant in terms of life cycle also, because there seems to be releasing at the same cadence as the Longchain itself.
Oh, you mean this release? And then
Yeah,
when we move to here, it's even we can sync up even more. So the launching release.
So
It's
we cannot.
nearly 1.00, right?
it's that's the latest Longchain release. Yeah. So I get I see the Longchain guy that is doing the release. Because it's Dimitri or Dimitri, I don't know. That's in the order of the Longchain for gender.
Yeah. So we can sync up even more here.
So
Looks like
So Dimitri can just do a fork to LangChain and then rename it, and then that's it.
Yeah,
You fork this one to launching,
Yeah.
but this one will be discontinued.
you can archive it.
We'll archive this.
No, what I was asking is because currently we have been doing release, not just based on LangChain for geo release or upgrade. So that's why I was asking if we are bound to, that's something maybe we need to discuss with LangChain for geo team. If the life cycle is, or the release life cycle is bound to LangChain for geo own life cycle or not, or if we can do a release on our own because we have.
I think you can release on your own. So basically, this is make the most sense. Release on our own, and then we can pull in the latest the core launching 4G.
Okay.
I will get in touch with Dimitri, or any of you work closely with Dimitri.
I'll
Well,
just discuss
I only
with him on.
talk to him through GitHub issues.
Oh,
I know he's on Discord. There is a LangChain 4G Discord server, which I use a bit, and sometimes he answers. So maybe I don't know if it, I don't know, not very Discord expert. I know I found the link somewhere on the website.
Okay, the Discord here. Use the
Yeah.
Discord or GitHub discussions.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can get there and work with the community there. Okay,
I
then.
don't know. I can see Antonio is there. And it's Clément, Baptiste.
Or Crema Max. Okay, we'll hang up there and then discuss. Maybe clone. No clone.
And or maybe Mario Fusco, maybe.
Sorry.
Mario Fusco. He seems to
Mario.
be Mario.
Oh, Mario. I see.
Mario. Yeah. He's been involved a lot recently in LangChain. Maybe.
Okay. Okay. The other things that maybe we discuss more next week about AI agent integration. I don't know whether it will fit better with launching 4G API or anything kind of the MicroProfile and Jakarta extension can do. So we can think about it because 2025 is AI agent year. So a lot of things are doing agent. So anyway, doing more research and then we can discuss more next week. Okay, with that, thank you all. We'll launch an email and then start to do some, the vote and etc. And then open up for week and then get together again next week. Okay, bye everybody.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you.